What if your expertise is the problem, not your talent or your effort, but the thing killing your creative output is the very thing you worked hardest to build? Your mastery. The samurai had a name for the cure. They called it Shoshin, translated as beginner's mind. In Zen tradition, Shoshin describes the mental state of someone approaching a subject as though for the very first time, without assumptions, without hierarchy, without the weight of knowing. Shun Suzuki, the teacher who brought Zen philosophy to the West, said it plainly. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind, there are few. Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say the beginner is better. He said the beginner has more room, and that is the precise problem with expertise. The more you know, the more you edit before you even begin. The master painter doesn't reach for an unusual color. They reach for the right one. The senior writer doesn't follow the unexpected thought. They follow the proven structure. The expert filters, but the beginner explores. Creative burnout is not exhaustion. It's simply over-filtration. You have become so fluent in the rules of your own craft that nothing surprising can enter. Miyamoto Musashi, Japan's greatest swordsman, a man who was never defeated in over 60 duels, spent the final years of his life not sharpening his technique, but completely dismantling it. His last work, the Book of Five Rings, reads less like a manual and more like an instruction to forget everything the manual told you. He wrote, "You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain." The master's final lesson was simply to stop being a master. So, how do you practice Shoshin when your brain has years of expertise wired into it? There are 3 disciplines. First, approach your work with questions, not answers. Before you begin, write down what you don't know about this piece, rather than what you do. The expert opens a blank page knowing what they're going to make, whereas the beginner opens it wondering. Second, change the constraints deliberately. Write with your non-dominant hand, compose in a key you don't know, or design in a medium you've never used. The discomfort is not the point. The forced unfamiliarity stops you relying on muscle memory and allows the conscious mind to re-engage. Third, identify one principle you've accepted as fixed, a rule of your craft you've stopped questioning, and spend a week deliberately breaking it. The aim is not to produce better work, but to remember that you chose these rules, and you can just as easily unchoose them. The ego of the expert whispers, "I have earned my certainty." Shoshin says, your certainty is just a cage with a very comfortable floor. The monk has made this mistake. He studied, practiced, accumulated, systemized, and found one morning that his work felt like administration. The curiosity was gone. Not because the subject had emptied, but because he had stopped being surprised by it. He went back to the beginning, not literally, but mentally. He asked the questions he'd stopped asking because he thought he knew the answers, and the creativity returned. It always returns when you make room. The beginner's mind is not a technique, more a posture. A willingness to put what we think we know aside and maintain deliberately against the constant pressure of expertise. Kill the expert and not your creativity. Become the student again. Welcome to the temple.